Close your eyes and think of a moment from your past. Maybe a birthday, a breakup, a classroom. You see details, colors, faces, maybe even the smell of the room. It feels like pressing play on a recording. But here's the strange thing: memory is not a video. It's a story your mind rebuilds every time you remember it. Welcome back to the story you become. This episode is called Memory is a Rewrite. Imagine someone named Ria. At 16, she fails an important exam. Her parents are disappointed. She feels ashamed, terrified, exposed. In the weeks after, her mind encodes the memory with intense emotion. The story becomes I am a failure. When it really matters, I collapse. Years later, she still remembers the exam in sharp detail, but what she focuses on depends on the story she carries now. If her current identity is built around I'm never good enough, she might recall only the red marks, the look on her parents' faces, the feeling of choking. If over time she's worked on her narrative, perhaps discovered other strengths, built a more compassionate view of herself, she might remember how exhausted she was, how little support she had, the friend who sat with her afterward, the fact that this failure forced her to explore a different path that actually fits her better now. Same exam, different remembering, not a lie but a reorganization of the truth. If your current story is harsh, you may keep remembering things in ways that confirm it. You remember every rejection, not the times you were chosen. You remember every mistake, not the times you tried something new and it worked. You remember how powerless you were, but not the ways you adapted or survived. The story cherry picks the past to prove itself right. If it feels okay, we can try a small exercise together. Choose a memory that still tugs at you. Not the most traumatic thing, just something that still has a sting. Maybe a conversation, an argument, a moment of humiliation, or a time you felt abandoned. Let the scene come into focus just enough that you know where you are. Notice, where are you standing or sitting? Who else is there? What is younger you feeling in that moment? Now, quietly name the story you've been carrying about this memory. Maybe that's when I proved I was stupid. That's the day I learned no one will show up for me. That's when I ruined everything. See if one sentence appears. Now imagine stepping a little to the side, as if you're watching the scene from just outside it. From here, ask a few gentle questions. What else was happening around this event that I've never really considered? What was I needing that no one knew how to give? If this were happening to someone I love, how would I describe them? Perhaps you notice you were tired or sick or under impossible pressure. Perhaps you see that the other person in the scene was acting from their own fear or limitations, not because you deserved it. Perhaps you realize that this moment hurt deeply and that you also kept going. Let one new sentence appear alongside the old story. Something like, I was overwhelmed and alone, and I did the best I could. Or, that moment hurt me, but it did not define all of who I am. You are allowed to take your time. Meaning can emerge slowly, over years, as your life grows around the wound. You don't have to force it on schedule. So why does any of this matter for the story you become? Because the way you remember your past shapes what you believe is possible in your future. If your memories all point toward, I always ruin things, you may not even try for the opportunities that would actually fit you. If your memories can also include, I kept going, I found ways to adapt, I was kinder than the people around me, memory then becomes less of a prison and more of a resource, a library of experiences from which you can draw strength, insight, and boundaries. Thank you for listening to Memory is a Rewrite. Your mind is not an archive of perfect recordings. It is a storyteller, constantly updating the script to fit who you believe you are. This means some old stories may be hurting you more than they need to, and it also means you are allowed, slowly and gently, to revisit them and see what else was true. If it feels right, you might take 10 minutes this week to write about one memory from the point of view of your younger self, and then write a short paragraph from your present self, adding context, care, and one sentence that you wish someone had said to you then. In our next episode, the inner critic as narrator, we'll meet the harsh voice that loves to hijack your story. Until then, remember, the past is written, but the way it lives in you is still being revised.